What up, what up, what up? What is happening, good people? Welcome to this live edition of Herb and Two on this glorious Monday afternoon. We are live here in the city of the Chi. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. So we'll get together. We talk about issues impacting the black community. We talk about how those issues impact us as individuals and also how they impact us as a collective. And along with your immense help, we talk through these issues in hopes of finding the optimum solutions for how we can overcome said issues. Again, overcome them as individuals, but perhaps more importantly, at least for the sake of this conversation, overcome them as a collective. Thank y'all so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. As always, your input is valued. It is certainly appreciated. We will read through as many of your comments as possible while we go through the show. We would kindly request that you please take a quick second to share the broadcast, share on your personal page, share on your personal network, share with anybody that you think would add value to or find value in this particular conversation. Again, this is Herb and Two. It is intellectual thuggery, too. It's not just thuggery. Intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. My name is Herb. His name is Two. Two. I guess our periods have synced back up, good brother.
It looks like it, my G. It looks like it.
We had a strong year where they stayed synced up.
You know what I mean? We close today.
We close today.
See you rocking the Gino gear. The Gems gear. I was with Gino this weekend for a hot second.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Gino. Definitely got the growing every day, mastering self Gems joint. Check that out. Got some new leaders fitted.
I see, man. You went to the leaders grand opening, the grand reopening.
The grand reopening of leaders right there on Madison and Racine. Over in the West Loop, man. Yeah, they had their grand reopening. They had shut it down for a little bit so they can kind of remodel it and kind of reimagine how they want to do stuff, and had the grand reopening Saturday afternoon. Went through there. It was like a club in that motherfucker. The city came out for leaders this weekend. It was busting. They had DJ, had a bartender, and like 1,000 people. But it was so funny because if you know leaders, it ain't that big.
It's
right?
a bedroom.
Yeah, right? The leaders ain't that big of a shop. So naturally the overflow spilled out into the streets and the sidewalk. And people just vibing. It wasn't like no long line. People just kind of vibing. And them white people didn't know what to do in the West Loop.
So I missed you. I was there too for a hot second. All our times be fucked up. I just want you to know that, right? I was thinking about that today. Like you and E be on cool nigga time. I be on old man time. I'm gonna be there early and I'm gonna leave early.
I'm in and I'm out.
I'm in and I'm out. Yeah, I'm in and I'm out like a robbery. So I was up there and it was like
I got there like 7:30.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I was been gone. Fuck all that. But I was up there and it was a gang of people, whatever. And I was legit about to leave, and then E hit me like, "You there?" "Yes, I'm leaving. I told you when I was coming." She was like, "No, wait." So I was like, "All right, man, hurry up." She was like, "I'm here." I'm like, "No, you're not, nigga, 'cause I'm here." And I don't see
1 million people.
It's a million, but she wasn't here. I got to park. Nigga, it took another hour to park. I was like, "Man, I'm out." You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's funny, man. It's funny now too, because anytime I'm at like that type of city function, like everybody be like, either where is Two, or in this particular instance, it was Two was just here. You know, Two was here early. You know, Two was just dipped. Two was here a minute ago. Hey, man, it was a package deal now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Two was just here. Like, that's what's up, man. I wonder if Gilly be out all the time and be like, "Yo, where Wallow at? I bet that's the case.
I'm sure, man. I think you connected at the hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's also good, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It means that the brand is being impactful. I met the bartender guy, right? And he asked me one of them kind of questions like, "Yeah, you too, ain't you?" Well, I had on the Herb and Two hat.
Yeah.
But he was like, "You too, ain't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm too." He was like, "Yeah, I'm a fan,
From Hunch Punch.
Yeah, he was like, "I know Herb already." You know, so he was having that kind of conversation with me, too.
Yeah, we're going to put some stuff together with them.
Yeah, that's cool, man. But it was a good look. But before I went to leaders, I had an experience. See, I be realizing, like, I'm so much of a Chicagoan in my mind, but then I'm so not a Chicagoan in real life.
What you mean?
Right? Like, all of the big white Chicago events I don't know shit about.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I had a story I told y'all a couple years ago when I ran into
the gay pride parade.
The gay pride parade. Like, that was an experience for me, G. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I heard about it, but I had never seen it in real life.
Right.
And if you ain't never seen the gay pride parade,
it's different.
I don't care what you align with, you should see the gay pride
parade. You're not prepared for it until you've seen it.
It's different.
It's different,
right?
It's different.
Like I came in here with a story, like it fucked me up when I saw it.
It's
right?
different.
I was like, what is fucking going on here? So the other day, some of my partners came in town from St. Louis, and they were, they're the kind of people that like Irish parades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some day drinking shit.
Yeah, they was on that, right? So they was like, man, we down here doing the St. Patrick's Day joint.
Yeah.
Slide. And it's just homies from college. I want to see them. I have no desire to see St. Patrick's Day shit.
Sure.
Brother, I've never seen that shit.
Oh, the whites be whiting.
The whites be whiting.
On St. Patrick's Day?
It was unbelievable.
They be white.
Hey, Juneteenth ain't got shit on St. Patrick's Day.
What? It's not even.
It was even niggas being St. Patrick's.
I've done St. Patrick's Day a lot of times. I enjoy it.
It's not my thing.
Nigga, I'm here for everything that's Chicago. Okay?
So, not me.
Yeah, like you said, you don't take the full Chicago experience.
Yeah, not the whites.
I take the full Chicago
experience. I'm only
experience.
Southside Chicago, and maybe a little bit of West Side, a dash of West. I can't take the whole Chicago.
I'm North. I'm downtown. I'm taking the full Chicago experience. Gay Pride Parade, St. Patrick's Day Parade, Cubs World Series Parade. I'm in the middle of that shit, acting white as fuck.
So I got offended. So I can't be in like large settings of white folks. There's not professional.
Yeah.
If they're professional, they're controlled. But if they're not professional, I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Right? I'd be having anxiety.
Yeah.
Right? So we at some little bar joint, and I swear to God, I saw them and I had a plan of being with them for much longer than I was actually with them.
But you couldn't do it.
I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it. So we standing outside, they drinking the green shit. I don't drink. So I'm just really, again, I'm just in the homies. Some white girl walks up and was like, hey guys, do you all swag surf?
Oh my God.
Immediately I'm offended.
Oh yeah, you should be.
Immediately I'm offended. But it doesn't even stop there. So I'm ignoring her. I'm not gonna talk.
And she thinks this is cool. She thinks
it's fun.
She thinks this is
the coolest shit in the world.
I'm admiring you. I want to learn. Get your ass out.
So my partner was like, no, we don't do that.
Right.
Kind of with that kind of energy. And she was like, well, I'm taking your black card. I was like, y'all, I'm out. Because I'm finna steal somebody.
How you gonna take my black card?
I'm finna leave because I'm fucking around here somebody. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Like, that energy irks the shit out of me, bro.
That's crazy. They be drunk as hell and they be wilding. The one time I did St. Patrick's Day like the most, I did like a bar crawl thing, like early morning thing, like bought tickets for this thing. If the meetup point was at some bar way up north on like, probably like shit, like Belmont and Western, like up there somewhere. And me at the bar, first, like, as soon as you walk in the bar, it's like, first of all, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, no bullshit. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. And you walk in, they like, you gotta take a shot to come in. I'm like, I bought a ticket to come in. You gotta take a shot. But they all hammered already. So you just take the shot. Then they got like breakfast and eggs and potatoes, whatever the fuck, the hash and shit. So we eat that. They get on the bus. On the bus, they just passing around half gallons of Jameson on the way down to the river shit from there. Boy, that shit was dead. Hit like a few more bars. It was wild as hell. I was like, y'all do this shit all day. Matter of fact, when I was standing outside the Leaders Saturday evening, because I said I get there at 7:30, so it was like 8, a bus come past. It's a bus full of them. They on there smacked.
That was funny about Leaders, right? Because Leaders is in the West Loop, essentially.
They didn't know what to do, G. Should we walk through? Do I walk past? They coming in the street. Some of them crossing the street.
Yeah, they crossing the street. They walking the street. Even when I was down there, they was making sure they avoided them niggas. That was funny to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Motherfuckers walking their dogs. They got out the way.
This one white lady was running. She had on the headphones. She just getting the jog in. She running, but she don't know what's going on. You could just see the whole process on her face, and she like, to the point she just had to stop. Took her headphones out, looked up at the store, looked back in the store, then she finally couldn't resist herself. She asked one of the homies like, yo, what's
happening?
What's going on?
It's way too many darkies.
What's happening? So me and Matt, me and DJ Torre, we sitting there busting up because we have been watching this the whole time, watching people come past uncomfortable as fuck. So Matt like, yeah, look, make their ass uncomfortable, fucked up, right? So when this happened, we busting the fuck up, and so Most out there, Most is wild as hell. Most don't give a fuck, Joe. Like, Most don't give a fuck about nothing. He like, I can't remember what he was saying, but he was like, oh, he was talking about white people wilding for the St. Patrick's Day shit. He's like, man, they walking down on State Street, they pissing and shit. He like, and I'm not even talking about the niggas. I'm talking about the bitches. I said, hey, this nigga's crazy, son. I said, this motherfucker's nuts, Joe. But we had a good time, though, man. Shout out to the leaders, man. Shout out to Corey and Shannon and everybody, man. That shit was dope.
There you
man.
go, everybody. Yeah, I talked to Corey. He said he's going to come on, man. He said he don't want to talk about leaders' business at all, though.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, Corey got a lot going on in the city, man. And anybody who don't know, Leaders is a local brand. They have national influence. Been probably doing business for, I don't know, man, about probably 15 years now.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, so, you know, salute to Corey. He's like, in regards to like fashion in Chicago, specifically street fashion, urban fashion, black fashion.
Yeah.
He's one of those premier guys. You know, he has a real reputation nationally. He's aided and helped a lot of cats get into the business. It's funny, like I see a lot of the young boys wearing Pillars.
Mm-hmm.
Pillars is another local brand. Pillars is legitimately across the street from Leaders.
Yeah. And
they kind of like model their shit, in my mind, after the Leaders brand. It's like Leaders Youth.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Pillars got dope shit, though.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I just think it's very interesting how that works, man. I salute it.
Nah, it's dope, man. I meant to go to Pillars. They also had a store right there on 87th and Jeffrey, and they was closing, so they had like a super sale. I missed it. I meant to go there and grab it. It's whatever shit they had in my size, but definitely salute to Leaders, man. That was dope. I was supposed to get up with Corey and them.
Gene said Leaders was 22 years in. Damn.
Okay, Gino.
53rd Street. So they all come from Tony Sports.
Yeah.
Dave, Leaders, Vail, all
Tony
come
Sports,
from Tony Sports. You know what I mean?
If you of age in Chicago, you know what's Tony Sports.
Yeah, and Tony Sports is low key, like used to be right where CVS is on 53rd Street. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then Corey branched off and did his own thing on 87th, I believe it was, a little over east, like in Mary Nook. I can't remember the name of the store. But I can't remember the name of the store. But either way, that transformed to Leaders on 53rd. That he was ahead of his time. You know what I mean? He came out with his own brand. He was leveraging the shoe companies to push his own brand. Yeah. And he had like off-brand, like skateboard stuff and hip-hop stuff, when at the time, most of the fashion in the city was kind of maintained by the Koreans, the Jews, and the Palestinians. Yeah. And then, Corey took off, man. So I salute his business acumen. And again, like I said, he does so much more than fashion. Yeah,
I mean, they do raw shit, man. They got collabs with Nike, and then they had collabs with Adidas and all these other brands and shit, 5950 and New Era and shit like that. They do their thing, man. I was supposed to get up with them later at Cole because they had some High Park niggas. So after they was done, they was going down to Promontory, and then it's a little dive bar over in High Park called the Cove. So we're gonna be at Cove tonight. Pull up. I'm like, I pull up, but I ended up at my usual red pepper shit, because that's where I be at. But it was cool though, man. I went to I caught up with E. E when them was over at Soho, so she texted me like, yo, I'm at Soho. So I pulled up to Soho, kicked it with her. Her and her homegirl G Jiz was there. My homie Jamel from high school was there with his lady. So we just kind of chilled. Bumped into Sharice, we hung out. She gonna pop back on the show at some point soon too. But it was cool, man. Saturday was a
cool all text messages. I was avoiding that shit like I always do.
First of all, those texts weren't even for you. Those texts were not for you.
But they came through, and I was like,
Crew, that's what it was called.
Yeah, shout out to G Crew or 87.
Gene know all the shit, though. Somebody told me to tell you something, I forgot what.
I already told him. I know what it was.
Okay, you do?
Yeah, I know what it was.
Okay, cool. I don't remember at all. BT, what up, man? Shout out to the chat. We see how BT say you need to fuck with the whole city. You owe it to yourself, man.
No, I don't. I'm cool. I fuck with my whole city. My whole city is the South Side.
No. There be a lot of stuff going on in the city, man.
And a teach in the South Suburbs. That's my whole city.
First of all, there's 81 day parties at Addison and Clark every single year. They call them Cubs games.
Bless their heart.
81 day parties. 40,000 people.
That ain't my city.
40,000 people drunk in the middle of the day.
That's not my city.
And a baseball game breaks out.
This has always been the tale of like 10 cities. That ain't my city.
I get all.
I don't fuck with the other 9. I fuck with my one.
I get all of it, man. I get all of it. It's fun though, man. I enjoy it. T Renee, what up? Last year was the first time I've been to the Pride Parade at least A dozen times, I don't know. Last year was the first time I did it. I rode a float. I was on a float for last year. Y'all, the float was busting, boy.
You know, Herbie likes fingers.
I hate y'all.
Herbie was on there flashing motherfuckers and taking beads.
Yes.
It's me!
I hate y'all. Please shut up, man.
Family!
So, cause I was on the float, we had literally a million beads.
See
right?
what I mean? See? I just assumed it was beads.
Oh yeah.
Obviously there was beads.
No, there were beads. We had a million beads. I've never seen more titties in my life, bro. Okay? We on the float, and every time you go past people, I threw a million beads. Y'all put them up in people's windows.
Though, right? Think about this shit, right?
Yeah.
If you've not experienced the gay pride parade,
it's different.
and again, I said it fucked me up because I saw it by accident one time.
It's different.
Right? I go to the Mobilican. That's what I fuck with. You understand me?
No titties.
No titties. Ices and beats on the goddamn the tin cans and shit. But when I saw the pride parade, like you said, it was titties. It was naked people.
That's wild.
It's kids.
But it's also true. That's the problem.
And it was it was okay.
Somebody has to be like, this is 18 and older.
This is too much, G. It's too much.
People bringing their kids to gay pride is crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't care how you want to support the community or whatever. The event is not child friendly. It's a bunch of drunken adults naked in the street.
Naked.
Drunk and naked in the street. It does not say, let me bring my kids here.
And there's kids everywhere.
I'm like, yo, y'all, this is...
They different, bro. That's why that's not my city.
It's mad.
I know it is.
It's bad.
I can't fuck with it. Tell me about it. Bless your heart. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, it's all good. What did I do yesterday? What was yesterday? Sunday? I did something. I just don't remember. I didn't. I was chilling.
I went to a community meeting yesterday that was kind of interesting, man. It was over in South Shore on 79th and Exchange, basically. Okay. It's a new coffee shop kind of deal, a little cafe over there called the Lust Cafe. Salute to the Lust Cafe. Okay. Kind of this kind of fatherhood, black man empowerment thing. I thought was kind of dope, man. I think we need to be involved in it in some other capacities. And I'll tell you about it more offline when we get more information on how it's going to move. But they're trying to affect legislation. They're trying to do a lot of stuff we was trying to do with Breaking Bread when we was over on Sunday night beforehand, trying to curb the violence, trying to get black men engaged, which is a feat in itself to get the many black men that was in the room the other day. So I was impressed with it, man. So
that's dope. Shout out to Lust Cafe.
Shout out to the Lust Cafe. Shout out to the brother Mark who invited me. TJ was there. Shout out to TJ too, man. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but last week TJ lost his father. Yeah. So salute to TJ Crawford, man. I know that's something hard to deal with. So I chopped it up with T. Chopped it up with the group. It's an interesting group, man. Wow. Real interesting group. So
that's what's up.
Cool.
But Todd, what up, good brothers? Great to see you, man. All right, man. We got stuff we need to get into on this here Monday afternoon. Where should we start, man?
We could. So the other day, last week Wednesday, Bernie Sanders introduced some new legislation around a 32-hour work week.
Yeah.
And I thought it was real interesting. You know what I mean?
Are we talking 4 days or are we talking 6-hour days?
No, 4 days.
Or 6 in the whatever.
4 days.
Okay.
Right? He wants to get rid of whatever, Monday or Friday.
It's commonplace in a lot of other countries.
Yeah, but I think it's different.
And it's worked well. It was some experimental stuff people was doing in other countries, and they saw it worked well, and a lot of them have moved to permanent 4-day work weeks.
Yeah, so, they got the studies saying how it affects your mental, how it affects your feelings about your job and all that shit. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't trust America.
What you mean?
I've never trusted America.
Nor should you.
I think whenever something sounds good, you need to be watching for the other hand.
Run the other way.
It's like the motherfuckers who pickpocket you, right? They'll hug you and put your hand in your back pocket, take your shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking about it from the context of, I know we're in this fourth economic revolution.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've been having this conversation on the pod about how fast AI is taking over. Mm-hmm. There's been a conversation around in the next 10 years, 40% of the American workforce is going to be out of here. Not the American workforce, the world workforce.
Yeah.
And even the Bernie Sanders legislation is kind of centered around, the advent of AI. Uh-huh. Like it's doing so much, why do we need people to do X, Y, Z? You know what I mean?
So you saying they just easing that process on in?
I think they're easing the process on in, but the part of the process that they're not talking about is how will you survive? So they get you accustomed to working less. They get you accustomed to not needing a job, right? So there are these like, spot conversations of universal basic income.
Is this part 2 of the pandemic? Like, was that the first part? Get you accustomed to staying at home, work at the crib. Work at the crib.
I think so.
Work at the crib. Now, okay, you don't never got to come back to the office no more. Or you got to come back to the office once or twice a week. Now it's like, now you only got to work 4 days, period.
So, most of us as creatives.
Now you don't got to work.
Most of us don't work on
that's never gonna be that's never gonna be our reality. We work 8 days a week anyway.
But I dabble though. Right? I'll go into them spaces for a couple months here, a couple months there, specifically around contracts and shit like that. And I'm always amazed when I'm in them spaces because I think about it from the standpoint of an entrepreneur. And geez, still today, I don't go to sleep till 1, 2 in the morning. I'm waking up at 6.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the latest.
Right.
Because I have to keep pace, right? But when I go into those industries, it's like, what are y'all doing here for 8 hours?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, why are you sitting here? And I'm annoyed because when I'm in them situations, I feel wrong about working on other projects while on your time because you paying for my time. You know what I mean? But when I'm sitting there, I always feel like, what the fuck do y'all do all day?
I can't fill up 8 hours with this shit.
I can't fill up 8 hours with this shit. And that's really what the American capitalist system has become in my experience. Right? People go there and they're all acting jobs. They act like they working.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's no real need
Hey, that's funny.
to be anywhere for 8 hours if this is the only level of work you have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they got to justify their time by meeting with your ass about the same shit.
It be meetings on meetings.
They meeting about meetings. Fuck out of here.
I joke with my partner about that all the time. Like, y'all, how did y'all just have 6 meetings today? Y'all just meeting about the next meeting or about the last meeting. It's like, all y'all do is have meetings around this motherfucker. Like, god damn.
Yeah, but think about this shit, right? They estimating that it's 10 years. Right? Now, again, technology is technology. It changes all the time, right? Ain't nobody got a motherfucking fax machine no more.
Cherie, what up?
You know what I mean? All technology changes, and it triples in speed or quadruples in speed of how fast it comes, to fruition.
Yeah.
Right? So the problem with AI isn't that it's going to be any different than, let's say, any other new technology of the time, but the speed at which it's coming in, we don't really have the time to prepare as a society. You know what I mean? And I think it gets interesting when you look at all the shit that's happening.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the 4-day introduction of the work week. It's the work from home. It's all these get comfortable not going to work shits. You know what I mean? But on the back end of that, there's no real explanation of what compensation looks like. Now, people have a perspective always.
Sure.
Right? But I'm of the belief that white supremacists only have one real goal, and that's ultimate
total
power.
domination, right?
You know what I mean? And I think if you don't have or have a need for a service class,
I don't need you.
I don't need you.
And
I don't know, I've never seen
you.
a society where the powerful say, hey, I'm going to compensate you
for doing nothing,
but I'm not afraid of you. They have to be afraid of you for them to value compensating you in any capacity. Power, what do they say? I can't think of the colloquialism around power, but it's like power
concedes nothing without demand.
Nothing without demand. You know what I mean? And America kind of has the concept of lullabying you into sleep,
right?
So that you become comfortable in your oppression.
They're going to do right by me. Shit.
And the Bernie Sanders legislation, if it is, to come to fruition, it's like a 4-year run before it can come to fruition. Right now, if they're saying it's going to take 10 years to take over all this shit with AI, it's really probably 4.
Yeah.
We really don't need you niggas now. We don't think of it like that, but your ass go to the grocery store today. Ain't nobody working at the goddamn register.
Yeah, but like, it's that process. It's slow. It's that slow boil. You know what I mean? It's putting the frog in the cold water. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that slow boil that eases you into it to a point you almost you ain't feel when the moment the shift hits. Word to shit, what's my homie name from Oakland? Anyway, point is, it's that slow, gradual process that leads you into it. So you have phase one with the pandemic. You got to shock the motherfucker straight into it. You know what I'm saying? Pandemic come, everybody at home. Then you come out of that, hey, you can stay at home. And everybody like, shit, I can work in my fucking pajamas? Wonderful, right? So that happens. Now, 4-day work week. Who's going to say no to one less day of work? Everybody already look forward to the weekend. They spend their whole week looking forward to 2 days. And so, yeah, everybody gonna be like, that sounds cool. And then next thing you know, you're gonna look up, it's like, we don't ever go to work. And there's nowhere to go to work. And now what the fuck?
So Sharice say we still running from the uncomfortable. We watching the parade go by instead of being in the parade.
Facts.
And I agree with that, but that's also been the legacy of black folks in America, right? I always say that less than 2% of black people are employed through the public sector.
Private sector.
The private sector, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if that's the case, yeah, we don't have no access to the parade.
Mm-hmm.
We've never had access to the parade. We talk like we do, but in reality, we don't.
I want to be clear, not 2% of black people, but 2% of the private market, private sector is black people. Yeah.
Yeah. And even that shit is black-ish. You know what I mean?
Shout out to
because the niggas at Google ain't niggas from Alabama. You understand me?
Facts.
That's just the math of it. Right?
Quick shout out right quick to Brother Sadiq, Plant-Based African. He's got a series entitled Food-ish. That's what reminded me of it. A food-ish, the new definition, how to create a disease-free life. And he's got an event coming up on Monday, March 25th. That's next Monday, March 25th, 5 p.m. to 6:30, 118th in Marshfield at the Blue Door. Is that what, I can't? If there's something blocking this thing from telling me if that's the name of it. I think it's the Blue Door.
Marshfield.
Yeah, 11840 South Marshfield at the Blue Door Neighborhood Center. Monday, 5 to 6:30. Brother Sadiq will be out there. It's all free. Everybody is welcome. Again, he's got a series entitled Food-ish.
Yeah, salute to Brother Sadiq. I spoke to him earlier too. He hit me with that too.
Yeah.
And also one of the things, man, like a lot of the critics of the Bernie Sanders push is like they said the 32-hour work week will work for companies where people spend most of their time with computers, but it would be disastrous for production and manufacturing plants that need hands-on workers to keep assembly lines running. I don't know who wrote that.
It's not
but
true.
I don't know who the fuck, when the last time you've been to a manufacturing plant.
Yeah.
Right? I tell the story all the time about how impactful the Ford plant was for me. I had no desire to go see that shit. It's like a landmark in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm interested in that shit.
Whatever.
But when I got there, I was amazed. You know what I mean? That shit is as big as a city block.
Right.
I think I saw 6 employees. Like, it's robots putting
automated
cars
as fuck.
together. You know what I mean? And that was years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know what you confused about. They talking about the advent of AI. These motherfuckers gonna be bakers. You know what I mean? And hair braiders, and like there's no extent to which they can't, essentially learn whatever skill or trade and do.
And with all technology, by the time the mass public sees it, it's even 10 to 20 years more advanced than that.
Yeah.
So by the time you see a walking robot, one of them is flying in the lab somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different, man. It's crazy.
We in trouble.
We in trouble, man. I saw Patan talk about capitalism is awesome. And I know you Trump 2020 mofos. We're gonna talk about your boy here in a minute. But first, I was remiss in expressing my frustration from what happened this weekend. The Bears traded Justin Fields and it pissed me off.
I was talking to Gene about that too, and he was like, Herb's crazy.
Gene's crazy.
It's like Herb's crazy.
Gene's crazy. All these people crazy, right? And I just don't have a problem being against the masses. I don't have. You put 99 people over there. I have no problem standing right here and like all 99 of y'all are tweaking. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of been what's been happening with Chicago Bears media. It's like everybody over there and then Herb. And so it's like this whole big thing. A couple other people, Lawrence Holmes been on that too, but like it's mostly just like nah. So everybody like yo, come do TV, come do radio because they want
your perspective,
the opposing perspective.
You're the opposing perspective.
Yeah, because it's all one-sided stuff, and so but they really just want to argue, and it's like
makes for good TV.
Yeah, it does, and it's been a toxic place in Twitter, and people say all kind of wild shit.
So I was just saying, I was telling, maybe it was P or somebody was on the phone with something, and I was listening to, I was in Dunkin' Donuts earlier, grab me a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the old heads being there playing chess and just doing old nigga shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm saying old, but they weren't that fucking old. But they was in there talking about Justin Fields and the Bears trading him. And it was the funniest conversation I've heard ever. You hear me?
Yeah.
But it reminded me of our perspectives on politics.
Okay.
Right? It was very interesting. I ain't watched football since we decided we boycott.
Right.
You know what I mean? My football information comes from your ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll have a question and answer session with your ass around what's going on with the Bears, but I ain't watched their ass play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know they still the Bears. They lose all the goddamn time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the Dunkin' Donuts, they're like, man, they traded Justin Fields, right? The audacity. He gonna go to Pittsburgh and kill.
He
right?
is.
And he gonna start. He's not gonna start.
Maybe probably not immediately, but he will.
Okay. Well, I don't think he's gonna start this year. They just also got Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I think the reason they got Russell Wilson is they knew they were gonna pick Justin Fields up because Justin Fields said, I specifically want to go to Pittsburgh. So it gives Justin Fields a way to learn from Russell Wilson, learn to be a pocket passer, kind of like Russell is, also adding to his running ability. But either way,
Russell Wilson was Justin Fields' comp when he came out of the draft.
I ain't getting to the debate of that part of it.
Okay.
It's just listening to these old niggas talk.
Mm-hmm.
And just from the little bit of information I have, they were so, if the line was here, they was over here. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. You understand? And then it was like, yeah, Pittsburgh gonna beat the shit out the Bears. And they were saying this shit like that was an accomplishment. And I wanted to go do some research, like, in the last 20 years, how many times has Pittsburgh lost to the fucking Bears in the first place?
Yeah.
It don't happen. Get the fuck out of here.
Justin Fields and the Bears went to Pittsburgh 2 years ago and lost.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? It
Justin
just was
Fields
very
played really
funny
good,
to me.
bro.
It was just so funny to me. I'm just sitting there waiting for my coffee, laughing like a motherfucker.
Nah, man. Go ahead.
Another thing came out.
Uh-huh.
What's the worst or what's the most beloved Chicago sports figure that the Chicago sports scene traded away? And it was Justin Fields,
Derrick Rose, or
I can't remember.
Javier Baez.
Yeah, I don't even know who the fuck Javier Baez is because I hate
Javier
baseball.
Baez was the shortstop on the Cubs World Series team. He's the one.
Is that El Mago?
El Mago that Gene and Terrence.
Gene and T didn't get the credit for naming that man?
Well, MLB.com gave them the credit. Most people just don't know it, but MLB did a top 50 nicknames of all time. I think El Mago might have been number one. And
number one.
They did give the Bigs credit for that.
Gene and T didn't get no credit for the goddamn merch, and that irritated me.
Yeah, they should have got the trademark and the bread.
Own the trademark, yeah. But either way, it was like D Rose, Javier Baez, and Justin Fields.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean? It's D Rose.
I disagree.
Shit, you crazy as hell. You crazy.
I disagree.
Who is beloved in this city?
Derrick Rose, no doubt.
Yeah.
But the question was, which trade hurt the most? To me, it's Justin Fields.
Y'all wild as hell.
This is why. The real tragedy of Derrick Rose had happened already. It was him blowing out his knee. That was the tragedy of Derrick Rose. The trade after that, it was like, we ain't even seen a nigga hooping, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was the tragedy of Derrick Rose. That's probably the biggest tragedy that's ever happened in the city of Chicago in terms of sports. Was Derrick Rose blowing out his knee. But that was the tragedy. Trading him to the Knicks was not the tragedy. That would have never happened if he didn't blow out his knee. So that wasn't the tragedy. I mean, it was sad to watch him get the phone call from BJ and cry on the camera. And all that. That was whatever. But the real tragedy had already taken place. And then Javi, he shouldn't even be in the conversation.
I still ain't rocking.
Yeah, and Javi won a World Series, whatever. Like, whatever.
Yeah, I still ain't rocking.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's my rationale for why I say.
I get your rationale, you're wrong.
Okay.
It's just still wrong, but you know.
The real tragedy for Justin already happened.
There ain't too many motherfuckers in this city that's beloved like Pooh beloved, G.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even think Mike.
It's like Mike and him.
I don't even know if Mike gets the love Pooh gets, G.
It probably, it depends on what kind of love.
Not the love.
Right, depending on what kind of love.
He gets the
admiration or
admiration. He does not get the love Pooh gets.
Yeah, nah.
Pooh different.
Yeah, he's the.
You know what I mean?
No dispute.
And I agree with you. That was a great tragedy. But even that, and I kind of hate that about how they played D Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Like even after that great tragedy, he's never been a bum point guard.
No, he dropped 50 last year.
You're right. And
or a couple years ago, whatever it was.
He could average 25 even on a half a knee.
Yeah, he could.
You know what I mean? So it's like, man, fuck out of here. Pooh could stay here forever.
Yeah, he could have. Anyway, they traded Justin Fields to Pittsburgh. I understand it. I pretty much knew it was coming. I just disagreed with it. I'm shooting down to Orlando this week. This coming weekend, I'm going to Orlando for NFL owners meetings, and I'm gonna have a conversation with Ryan Poles off the record. Like, I just catch him at the bar, restaurant, in a hotel. I'll be like, hey, come here, man. Fuck is wrong with you?
But in a lot of ways, and I ain't paid attention, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Is it justified in the context of, like, nigga, you had a 6th-round pick for that man? Like, you ain't get shit out the deal?
No compensation back. But the Steelers keep jerking the Bears. The Bears gave him a 2nd-round pick last year for Chase Claypool. He had all of no production for their ass, and they cut him or chipped him out of here. Like,
but I'm just thinking about it from a business standpoint.
Yeah.
Right?
If
they had a better offer, he wouldn't have went to the Steelers.
Probably not. If they had something that blew him away. Now, they did say Ryan Poles, and I like Ryan Poles. Let me be clear about that, right? I am going to ask him what the fuck is wrong with him. But
I was talking about what about the Jimmy Butler trade? Man, nobody give a fuck about Jimmy Butler.
It's not in the same stratosphere. But he has gone to 2 NBA Finals after the Bulls chose to go. Listen, the Chicago sports teams be doing dumb shit. Very rarely do they do anything smart. We had a quick little run when what's Buddy's name? Gene, what's Buddy's name that came from the Red Sox and took over for the Cubs? He came, he did some smart shit. They got a World Series. They
got rid of his ass.
Quickly bust that down. Like, whoa. Now he left. He wanted to go do something else, but they bust that whole thing right now. Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Javier Bite, go. Fuck
out of here. Fuck out of here. What you doing winning?
This is not what we do here.
This is not
we
what
are lovable losers, man.
That's right, lovable
fuck
losers.
is you talking about?
And we got to settle down. We're going to get our money regardless.
Don't you interrupt our day party with this baseball shit again. Okay?
That's really the math of it right there, though.
Yeah,
we don't have to win. They're going to get their money anyway.
Right.
And when you win, you got to pay people.
Yeah.
Fuck that. We'll be the lovable losers, like you said, because we'll never have to pay nobody and we're going to get all the money.
The United Center has sold out for like 20 years, nigga. Now, you go to the game, every seat ain't full, but we don't give a shit. You come or not. Like, by the time
I'm getting my money. That's fucked up, but it's brilliant business. I swear to God.
Like, wait, you want us to give who $200 million? Why would we do that?
Chicago sports is like the Democratic Party. We're giving you nothing, but you'll keep paying.
Come on.
That's funny.
Anyway, man, salute to Justin. I know he's gonna do his thing. Mike Tomlin, he's gonna get with Mike Tomlin. I can't wait to see Mike Tomlin, and I hope he out there too in Orlando. Because I was like, hey, you need to start sending the Bears a Christmas card because y'all just keep fleecing the Bears, man. Every trade just fleecing them every time, boy. I say, why y'all stop doing business with the Steelers, boy, because they keep getting over. But all right, man. Let's get back on track here. What?
Brad said they get all these weapons for the next motherfucker. It's like the girl going in the gym and getting a degree, then leaving your ass for the new nigga.
Hey, wire quote loading. When the major was when they fired dude who did Amsterdam, the major, he said he was talking to his partner. He's like, "You good?" He like, "Yeah, I'm good." But he's talking about his wife. He said, "Shit, my wife then went and got her 2nd degree and lost herself about 30 pounds. So I guess she fixing to leave me."
Yeah, she fixing to leave you, bro. So that shit work.
Major COVID. Anyway, man, we hopping into Trump or what? Is that the next order of business on this outline?
We on sports, man. Let's talk about Mike Tyson, bro.
Okay, right.
Mike Tyson is 622 years old, and he's about to fight Jake Paul, right?
I hope Q is still here. I saw Q check in. I hope he's still here.
And I'm gonna say this. I love Mike Tyson. Yeah, I always loved Mike Tyson.
Me too.
You know what I mean? I got a story of when I met Mike Tyson on Michigan Avenue. I was a young kid. I was down.
Were you terrified?
Nah, I was down in tears. I love that man, G. Like, that man was so nice and gentle and shit when I met him. It was a wild story. I was downtown with my mom. I'm a little kid.
Okay. So you didn't know better than to be terrified.
I don't need to be terrified. You know what I'm saying? Mike was my man. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even think of the name of the hotel, but I could see this motherfucker standing outside the hotel, and I was legitimately like 2 blocks away. I was like, Mama, that's Mike Tyson.
Damn.
I was legit 2 blocks away. I read 2 blocks. Niggas, he spit time with me, talked to me. It was a great experience.
That's what's up. I love Mike, man.
And even in his second career, like, you know, the one-man show, the being more vulnerable in the conversations, like you get to see a side of Mike that you ain't never seen.
His podcast, the Smoke Podcast, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it either. But Mike is a real dope dude to me, man. And Mike is like, for me, like the true definition of a real warrior.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But he's 60.
Right.
And Jake Paul, although it's a con and a circus show, you can't take away that Jake Paul can really fight. Not in the professional
but
Mike Tyson realm, but he's a boxer.
He's worked at it,
Yeah. And at 60, I don't know you should be doing that, Mike.
Mike finna beat his ass.
I don't know you should be doing that, Mike.
Have you seen Mike training, G?
The nigga's 60, bro.
I don't care. Have you seen him training?
I don't care either. The nigga's 60, bro.
Okay, when you watch him train, do you be like, that's a 60-year-old man training? Or it's like, that is a nigga I do not want to be in the ring with. Would you fight Mike Tyson?
No. What you talking about? The fuck?
Like, no, man.
I'd be in there with Q like, hold on, nigga.
That's why I was hoping Q was here. Because you are on record for 2 years now that you'll beat the fuck out of Tank.
Yeah, but Tank is 97 pounds.
Tank will beat the fuck out of you.
Mike Tyson is grown.
Tank will beat the fuck out of you. I'm glad you've been sparring with Q because he will beat the fuck out of you too.
Q been giving me some work, but it's really solidified that I fuck Tank up. Just fucking with Q is solidified I beat Tank's ass.
Tank will beat the fuck out of Q.
You out your mind.
You're out of your mind.
And a nigga that's 96 pounds will not. And again, context is everything. I said street fight versus boxing match. In the boxing match, Tank will whoop my ass. In the street fight, Tank ain't got no wins. None. And what I've been doing with Q is a boxing match.
Right.
So I recognize in boxing,
it's different.
The speed that he hits me with is not fair. Like I can't even return fire fast enough. You understand me? But it's a boxing match.
Tank ain't gonna get slow on the sidewalk.
No, I'm not trying to box you, nigga. I'm grabbing you and slamming the shit at you. It's a different rule. Fuck all that. Ain't no rules out here. I'm gonna kick your fucking brains in. But I'm going to grab your little fast ass and stump the shit out you. I can't do that in the boxing match. I can't grab Mike Tyson's big ass and slam him.
Right.
And he's fast as cute.
Right.
So I'm gonna get hit 42 times with a nigga that got knockout power that's backed by 260 pounds of muscle. That's a problem.
Hey, Kevin, I am with you 1,000%. I would pay whatever the price is to see two fight Tank. I would never root against you in a physical altercation, but I am going to be like, beat his ass.
So listen, whatever. We can put money on that shit. If it's a street fight, we can put money on it. I'll put all the money I've ever earned on that
Street fight,
shit.
bar fight, ring fight, rock'em sock'em fight, whatever fight.
But Mike basically said, because also you got.
Hey, P, shout out to E. Remember the field day? You know, Erica organization and Color Me Social, they do a field day every year.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, I'm hosting and P filming it. And they got a big blow up boxing ring, and they in there with the big gloves,
big ass super gloves. I've done that before. That's fun.
It's fun as hell, but people in there trying to box on the thing, and you know the platform unstable. It's a blow up thing.
Yeah, it's some
they in there
bullshit.
trying to swing at each other.
Niggas falling
we
all over.
cracking up. Now P had the drone out, so we got the aerial view of this boxing shit. It was hilarious, dog. Watching the people in there.
You ever seen them blow up sumo dial wrestlers?
Yes.
I did that shit before too. That shit fun.
That
man.
seemed like it's fun. It's hard to grab him, fuck.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Mike Tyson. He gonna beat the fuck out Buddy. Yeah.
I mean, I want Mike to beat. It's like twofold, right? I'm worried because you're 60. I don't want you leaving that ring like Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? And no matter what, Jake Paul is what, 28, 29, something like that.
Just have Mike Tyson
can fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit get dangerous for me, man. And I'm wondering like why would Mike do it? Because you don't need the money. Like Mike still got money. You know what I mean?
Mike just do it because Mike's
Mike's a fucking warrior, and the warrior it's hard for a warrior to say no.
He want to fight him.
So Mike did make a statement like, if y'all think I took this fight to get my ass, y'all crazy. I'm gonna beat the fuck out this boy.
He is, G.
I want him to. I swear to God. I want him to for a multitude of reasons, too. I want him to because I want this Jake Paul shit to go away.
It's not going to go away.
I know, and I hate it, but I want it to go away, right? It's diminishing or devaluing the actual sport. Boxing is one of my favorite sports.
Yeah.
That's goofy shit to me.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, at some levels, I think he's paying people to take the fall, but I don't really know. You know what I mean? But I also think, like, the sensationalism of the YouTube motherfucker who really hasn't, you know, earned his stripes or walked the path the motherfuckers who done lived their whole life to is now getting championship level fight. The nigga fought Floyd Mayweather, bro.
Right.
Like niggas don't get that opportunity, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's another way to cut the corn. It's another way for the white man to cheat. It's another way. I hate that shit.
I got mixed feelings about it in terms of the goofy commercial shit that you talking about. I hate that. I'm foreseeing a day where it gets to a space where people settle real feuds like that. Like even here in Chicago, and I know, you know, rest both of their souls, but if you could have set up a fucking King Von duck fight, that shit would have been cool. And everybody in the city would have went to just watch the fight and stop this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff would have been cool. Fucking the whole world would have watched a Yo Gotti Young Dolph fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of stuff would be, I could foresee that and I'd be like, oh, that I like this. This is okay. You know what I'm saying?
I saw some, I told y'all a story just like passing through after school at Kenwood a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big ass 30-man brawl in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was irritated because it was a grown man out there orchestrating this shit. But at the same time, I do believe that young men specifically need a space to get out that kind of aggression.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not anti-violence. I think it's a necessary part of life.
Yeah.
Not even in just some learning, to defend yourself shit. I think it's natural for men to get that kind of aggression and that kind of energy off their spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You need that every couple of months or some shit.
You do.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of ways young boys in this era, and even the eras before that, because of the culture of Chicago, miss out on that shit. It's a lot of cowards being raised because they don't have them altercations, because they're afraid that such and such might have a pistol. So you never get that off your spirit. You never really learn to protect yourself. You really, not even protect yourself. Nigga, it's okay getting hit in the mouth, because once you get hit in the mouth, you realize, oh, this don't hurt that bad.
It's not going to kill me.
It's not going to kill me.
Right.
And that's a life lesson.
That's something you need to know.
That's something you need to know. Because there's going to be a whole lot of shit that comes in your pathway.
And punch you in your face.
And punch you in your fucking face.
Literally or figuratively.
And you still got to keep fucking going.
Yeah.
And if you don't never learn that lesson, you kind of create
You're gonna
a prison.
duck it the whole time.
Yeah, you moving in fear and you create a prison for yourself, man. Nah. So, I think it's necessary.
That first shot to the mouth is good for every boy ever.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Kevin mentioned that he beat Roy Jones Jr., which is cool. Excuse me. I was actually about to mention Roy Jones Jr. I didn't even know he fought Roy Jones Jr. But
we watched that together.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's when Q was finna whoop your ass. You was running around all the time.
Was that the Roy Jones Jr.
That's when that was the Roy Jones fight. We went up there to watch it with Q.
I thought it was something else. But okay, yeah, that's the day. That's the day I beat Q ass for sure. That's my story.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
But Roy Jones Jr. is not Mike Tyson. Roy Jones Jr. He's one of my favorite fighters. My favorite three fighters: Ali, Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. This is my favorite. Like Floyd would be in there in terms of best.
That's a real good
But my
group.
favorite three are those three.
That's a real good group.
But Roy Jones Jr. was never the gym rat that Mike Tyson is. Roy Jones Jr. was gifted, and he was cold, and he worked that. I ain't saying he worked his craft. You don't get that good without working at your craft. But Mike Tyson is a fucking gym rat. You know what I'm saying? He's just that kind of specimen. Roy Jones Jr., he play around in the ring. He dancing and bobbing and doing goofy shit. Mike Tyson came here with one thing on his mind: I'm coming to kill you, and then I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? He continues that even as he's gotten older in terms of the way he keeps himself up. He got fat for a minute, and he was like, what the fuck, this ain't me. Got back in the shit. Now he's 60 years old with a six-pack, and he's about to punch through this white boy. Like, straight through his rib cage.
I hope you do, right?
There's going to be a body shot that fucks him up.
I don't see it like that. And again, I'm only saying it from a compassionate, empathy space. Nigga, you 60, bro. Anything can happen to a 60-year-old, nigga. I'm 48. It's hard as fuck to get out the bed. You understand me? It is. I just 5 minutes ago we turned the cameras on and my fucking hip hurt somehow, some way. I wasn't even doing shit.
The nigga was sitting down.
I was sitting down. My whole body locked up on my dumb ass. My whole body locked up. Get the fuck. Oh, I had to get up and run around. Like, if you 60, nigga, that happens to you.
Yeah,
I know it
sure.
do. You know what I mean? Don't lose brain cells getting hit in the face, Mike.
Thank you, Gino. Cousin lost his goddamn mind.
Whatever.
Sure.
No.
Super tweak.
Whatever.
But I'm looking forward to it, man.
Something that made sense though. He was like, if the white boy holds his own, it does kind of validate him. And I'm opposed to that too. I don't want him to be validated. I hate that YouTube sensation shit.
Yeah,
cut the line bullshit. I don't like that shit.
Did you see John Monopoly talk? What's the other the little black dude that's like a YouTube sensation?
Kai Cenat? Yes. I didn't see it.
I had never even heard of the dude until the NBA All-Star game, and he played in the Celebrity All-Star game. And then I had to be explained about who he was. But anyway, I guess Ye sent him some clothes, right? On some, hey, he got some new clothes shit, influencer type shit. The pants was like this fucking big, right? So Buddy put on the pants and he started clowning around like, yeah, I can't fit these. These too big. Yeah, these ain't my size. Walk the bill. Ye, psychotic as he fucking is, took offense to the man saying the pants was too big. Don't be joking about my fucking clothes. He DM'ing them. Don't be joking about my fucking clothes. You a fucking clown, and they own you, and they tell you what to do, and this, that, and the third, and walk the bam. And so, buddy, like, what? Like, he like, yeah, all I said was the pants was too big. Like, what you on? Yeah, all right, fuck you, right? So
I'm with Ye.
whatever. So John Monopoly calls Buddy. Now Buddy streaming this live on this thing or whatever. John Monopoly calls. He's like, yo, I'm John Monopoly. I'm Ye manager. Buddy like, okay, what's up? He like, basically John Monopoly was trying to be on some settle it down shit, but then he was also on some I'll beat your ass shit. So now John Monopoly put out a message like, boy, I'll pull up to your block and fuck you up. Isn't John Monopoly 60 years old? And not Mike Tyson?
I want to tell a story about John so bad, but it's too personal and it would embarrass him too much. So I'm a chill.
The ghetto god diva said John is tough Tony now.
Right. I know John for real.
Hey man.
Oh, I want to tell a story so bad. It's on my spirit, but I'm just not gonna do it.
All
you know what I mean? I didn't see the video. Salute to John. I hope he's not out here being tough. He probably can whoop Casanat though. You know what I mean? But even like it's funny to me. It's like the niggas that go to college and start becoming gangbangers and shit, right? Like, stop
That's
it,
weird.
dog. We 50 years old.
That's weird.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we laughing and joking.
That's
and
what I
shit.
thought. I'm like, bro, you too old for this. Like, what are you doing? Like, you gonna pull up on his block? And he named the block. Like, I'm gonna pull up to 214th and such. I used to live in the Bronx too, or wherever the fuck shorty from. Like, what, sir?
Hey man, niggas is out here bipolar. Yeah, I don't know what they chasing, man. You know what I mean? I don't know what they chasing, man.
What,
you
sir?
know, war is for young men, counsel is for old men. But I say we got this kind of Peter Pan syndrome. You know what I mean? So old men ain't moving into council, they still trying to war. It's dumb shit. Even that's why I kind of get the Mike take from. It's like, Mike, you did your warring. You know what I mean? Be Mike now. Be cool Mike that does one-man shows on Broadway. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know John in that capacity, and I know John in real life. I've never known him in that capacity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
enough
hey,
said.
you know, salute the threatening 19-years. You know what I mean?
Like, for real, bro.
Yeah.
Buddy is a YouTube sensation. What are you talking about fighting him for?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And I don't know if he only showed a snippet of his review.
Damn, I want to tell a story so bad though.
Either tell or don't, nigga.
I'm gonna tell you when the cameras go off though. I'm telling you.
I'm definitely gonna do it.
I'm gonna tell you when the cameras go off.
Bueller said don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it, but I want to. God, I want to.
All right, just tell me later.
No, I'll tell you later.
I'll tell y'all tomorrow. Fuck he gonna do to me. Anyway, I just thought it was weird and strange behavior from both of them. Like I said, I don't know if Buddy did a longer round on the clothes, but in the video he literally put on some pants that was 3 times as big his size. They fell straight down to the floor. He was like, "Yeah, these too big. I need an extra small." And Ye DM'd him like, "I'll beat your ass."
Hey man, I watched Ye and Ty Dolla $ign. I watched Ye and Ty Dolla $ign on an interview the other day from Big Boy.
Yeah.
Right, and it was probably the most logical Ye I've seen in a long time. And I don't knock Ye in the way that everybody else does. Right? I think Ye has a lot of valid points.
Brian Todd said, "Tell it on Patreon."
I think Ye has a lot of valid points. I also think Ye has a complex with his ego.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like the world is against me, but what he's really finding out what it means to be black in America.
Yeah.
Right? But in his mind, he's a genius, and he is. No, I'm not knocking nothing.
No doubt.
You know, he's an idiot savant in the sense that, like, around the shit that he does.
It's a thin line between
brilliant.
genius and crazy.
It surely is, right? But his perspective is always, this is against me, right? But it's not against you. This is the design.
It's what it
That's
is.
the part I don't.
Not personal.
It's not personal.
It's not only happening to
It
you.
ain't only happening to you. It's the design. You know what I mean? But I was listening to the Ty Dolla $ign interview, man, and he does have one. He said he's responsible for every genre of music in the last, I don't remember how many years, but essentially since I've been Ye, everything else has followed my lead.
Okay.
And I kind of rock with that in a lot of ways.
I won't disagree.
He's definitely influenced the vast majority of hip hop after him.
His presence in music changed the landscape of it.
Yeah, he is Michael Jackson of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've always made the argument, like, we look at the Jay-Z's or the Puffies as the kind of moguls of hip hop. Ye's had greater success than all of them, and we don't put him in that category. You know what I mean? It's almost like Ludacris, the rapper Ludacris, right? Like, Ludacris can really rap,
Yeah, he
but
can
because of his personality, niggas don't even put him No, you'll never hear Ludacris' name in the top 5.
He's like a character.
He's like a character. Ye has become like a character, right? But some of the shit that Ye talks about that supersedes even music and music industry, the social shit, is real and it's valid. And his ability to take the reins of his own life and take his power back, I admire.
Yeah.
Even in his insanity. And maybe it takes a little bit of that kind of insanity to do that kind of shit, right? Before we came, I was on the phone with my partner. Ye filmed the iPhone video and paid for a Super Bowl commercial. The nigga made something like $40 million in 3 days. You know what I mean? And this is after the world took his real money. Right? He made that shit off them big ass clothes. You know what I mean? So it's something to be said about his celebrity. It's something to be said about his ability to take losses, his ability to stand in front of whatever insane shit he says.
Yeah.
Like, there's some courage attached to that, and I got a certain level of, I admire that at a certain level.
I
do. You know what I mean?
I do too, man, and it's been authentic, man. College Dropout is one of my favorite albums. It's a classic album. It's my favorite Ye album, which is a thing for me because, like, you've put out 10 more albums since then, but that's my favorite one. So I've always.
I don't even fuck with his music. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
not even College Dropout.
I've not listened to his music since College Dropout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, College Dropout was such a dope album. Then after that, I was like, I don't need to hear that shit.
I'm not a fan. It ain't even no bias. It's just not my kind of thing. I went to the Jesus is King music thing. That was an experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because Bull's relationship to him, I engaged around that shit. But in regards to, like, his music, I ain't no super fan. But the Yeezys are the shit.
King Salim, honor and respect. Great to see you, sir. I had like a 30-minute conversation about King Salim last night because Forrest Gump was on.
We got to get King Salim up here. I want to get King Salim up here with Rami Nashashibi. I want to have that conversation around what's happening in Gaza. And I want to have that conversation with King Salim. He has some perspective.
And Pastor Moss too, man.
Pastor Moss as well, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So Pastor Moss and Rami went to Gaza, and they left the day the attacks happened. I was legitimately supposed to go with them. I had worked on that project with them, and I was like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the bombing started happening. I was like, damn, I wonder if they got out.
Yeah, they got to get them up out of here.
But they did, and it was, but yeah, I think they're all informed perspectives, and I want to hear them.
That would be great.
I think it'd be great to have them on the show.
That would be great. Yeah. I'd love to I'd be in here like a church mouse, just what y'all say. Like that would be phenomenal.
Get into Trump, man.
Hold on. I also saw what's the West Side comedian dude that I don't, Lil Rel. Lil Rel was on Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay. And I saw it. And I don't particularly like
Rel.
Lil Rel.
I like that interview though.
I love that interview.
Me too.
And I like Rel a little more. I dislike Rel a little less. Yeah. But there was some interesting parts to it. I liked the stuff he had to say. How he talked about the industry and the Cat Williams shit. I like the Ye part. They talked about Ye for a good amount of time, and he was talking about College Dropout and just the whole thing and Chicago and all this stuff. But he talked about his own, journey to where he is, and it was so ironic to me because, I mean, why I don't like him. I might have told the story to y'all too. But I don't like him for some shit that happened at Jokes and Notes.
Some personal shit.
Yeah, like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He played in my face and I was like, stop fucking playing with me before I fuck you up out here.
Pausing you parenthetically. I watched the interview. I had a phone conversation with one of my other partners.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you seen the Rel interview? Because I thought it was a dope interview.
I do too.
He's like, fuck Lil Rel. Had the very same experience you had.
So what's interesting about that is, so I used to do stand-up comedy, right? I dabbled in that for a couple years and whatever. So anyway, we had Jokes and Notes one day. I think we used to do like a Wednesday night thing. And comedian Baldhead was hosting that night. And Rel was there. And this was when Rel's light was really starting to shine and illuminate. So it was like a thing that, Rel fell through Jokes and Notes. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. It was like if a Deion Cole or D-Ray when they come back through that type of shit, right? So that's what's up. So I come off the stage, and as I'm giving the mic back to Baldhead, he like, hey yo, ask Rel when he want to go up, right? Cool. So they in the back. So I go. Matter of fact, they was outside, just standing around in the front talking shit. So I go outside, standing there. I say, I'm like, Rel, Baldhead say, when you want to go up? And he looked at me like I don't know what he thought I said to him. He was like, and you did that shit? I say, hey, I don't know who these niggas is right here that you holding court with, but I will fuck you up, man. Don't talk, like, stop playing with me, Joe. Like, it was a simple fucking question. What was so ironic in watching the interview was, this nigga says early in his comedy career, when he was trying to come up, D-Ray used to do his Sunday night thing. And he said to get time on the stage, D-Ray used to have him seat the audience members, and then I'd give some time on the stage. He's like, I used to seat the audience for both shows, and people like, man, don't you feel like a clown doing that? He's like, nah, shit, I'm getting some time, plus I'm getting a little rapport with the audience. I said, nigga, early in my comedy career, I did one thing for Ballhead to come ask you when the fuck you want to go on stage, and you tried to Hollywood me, and I was pissed.
Maybe it was you though.
It's like the irony of this shit.
Because in the conversation, you also mentioned Gerard Carmichael.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you know how I got the sitcom? It's because when Gerard was an up-and-coming comedian, I just was nice to him. Maybe it was you.
Maybe. But I found that to be very ironic when I was talking to the interview. I was like, well, you don't say, motherfucker.
But I think what I liked about the interview, G, you could just tell his love for Chicago. And
yeah.
I think
he's such a West Side nigga. You see that
talks
outfit?
about Chicago, it was a Destiny West Side outfit. But anytime somebody talks about Chicago in such an uplifting manner, it's hard for me not to like them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I bleed this shit, G. I love this city. You know, and I think that's part of the culture here. Like, the people here who from here, they really love this shit.
Love it.
You know what I mean? And it's worthy of being loved. It really is.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the interview. I'm not even mad at him no more. If I saw him today, I'd just dap him up and salute him and be like, hey, you played with me 10 years ago, but it's cool now.
I know we finna get out of here in a minute, man, but I want to touch on this Trump
We have
shit.
to.
You know what I mean? The other day, Trump said, if I lose, there will be a bloodbath.
Yes, he did.
Right? He said that shit out of his mouth. Right? And maybe a week or two before that, we came in here and we played clips from random kind of interviews on the street kind of deal,
Mm-hmm.
White folks in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like Virginia. I think it was like Pittsburgh maybe. I don't remember the exact states. But there was the exact same sentiments those white folks had.
Yeah.
Like, it's this or this shit going up.
Yeah, it's not playing.
What I mean? If it ain't this shit going up.
Right.
Right? And I was putting that shit in perspective. Like, we hear these words getting passed through like fascism all the time.
Right.
But people say that shit and don't really understand what it means.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and I Googled that shit like for like a definitive answer of how to respond to what fascism is. And if you pull up like a definition of fascism, if you pull up 5 different sites, you're gonna get 5 different answers.
Right.
You know what I mean? But essentially what it breaks down to is a dictatorship, mainly. Mm-hmm. But it's ruled through the construct of bullying, really. Like, to put it in layman's terms. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like, we entering into some new shit, and I don't think we taking this shit serious enough. Mm-hmm. Right? You got a whole cadre. I ain't gonna lie to you. I said I was on the phone right before you came in the door, and one of my people in St. Louis. You know what I mean? This nigga's a principal of a school. Love this boy. Mm-hmm. And he was like, man, you talk all that shit too, but I'm leaning this way. You say that, but I fuck with Trump.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's all these pushes through the socials and through marketing of how many black men specifically are riding that Trump wave.
Right.
And not that I'm a staunch Democrat, because I'm not. You know, I go in the booth, and since Obama's second term, I've only voted for Farrakhan, right? And I've not decided if I'm gonna stop voting for Farrakhan.
Just write it in.
As of yet. Well, I'm not voting for Farrakhan this time.
You gonna vote for Cornel West?
Vote for Cornel West if he makes the ballot. You know what I mean? But until a cat like Cornel West came along, it's Farrakhan out for me. I don't fuck with neither of them. I vote down ballot. You know what I mean? Because I think both of them represent the same kind of ideas, in my opinion.
Sure.
But this aggressive nature of this violent capacity that Trump and his supporters has, we need to be paying attention.
I agree with you. Brian just referenced the fact that I'm always like, you know, tear this shit down. I think that Trump is uniquely qualified to be able to do it. His level of arrogance mixed with his level of ignorance is the right formula to crash all this shit down. And then he talks to the people who are also arrogant and ignorant, and get them to do shit like run into the Capitol. Now he's gonna get them to do shit like have a fucking war in the streets. I want to be clear on what I'm saying here, because I don't want to sound like I'm not aware of the inherent danger of that, right? I get the threat that it is, and I take it very seriously. But sometimes people have to be pushed into doing what they needed to do in the first place. The way those people rally around their own common goals and their common ideologies is exactly what black people need to do. And if we haven't figured out how to do that in 200 years, then in 150 years, if we haven't figured out how to do that in 150 years, then perhaps the threat of people who are like that trying to physically cause you harm will be the only thing that forces you to be like, hey, we all the fuck we got. We better stop this dumb shit, okay? Yes, you live on 63rd and I live on 64th. They finna come down all this shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but we gotta understand capacity. And I'm not the anti-violent nigga, and I believe in revolution.
I think you're about to go about preparation. Yeah, they ready for some shit and we not. Right. I fully agree.
My name is Toussaint, right? But I'm a much more fan of Dessalines, right? I'm a fan of Che Guevara more than I'm a fan of Castro.
Sure.
Right? Both of those characters was known to put pistols in motherfuckers' mouths. It's part of it, right? Revolution, violence is part of revolution. But again, right, part of the thing that Uncle Walter always says, you can't revolt against that in which you love, which is why there's a large cadre of niggas saying, I'm gonna vote for Trump in the first fucking place. You don't get it. You're not part of it. You know what I mean? Even the construct of fascism itself is usually rooted around racial identity. You don't fit. You know what I mean? And we got to understand the dynamic of just the numbers itself. You know what I mean? Like, being in Chicago can confuse you, right? But we only in Chicago. We only in Atlanta. We only in
Detroit, Oakland.
Right? You get to Pittsburgh, motherfucker,
Nebraska.
You recognize what it really is.
We not here, fam.
We not here, fam.
Drive in between any two black cities, and you will realize we ain't
everywhere
nowhere
in
else.
Between those cities, you ain't there. You understand what I'm saying?
I've driven from here to D.C.
The game is not in your favor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not in your favor, and the mentality definitely ain't in your favor.
Right.
You know what I mean? We always talk about the need to have an understanding of identity, right? They're organizing and aligning around Trump based on a racist ideology and identity. You know what I mean? There's nothing else attached to that other than fuck everybody but us. You know what I mean? And that's frightening. And I don't think the Democrats is a large swath away from that, in all honesty.
Right.
You know what I mean? We talking about the advent of AI, the advent of the powerful not needing the powerless. All this shit is coming to fruition at the same time. So I think that the match has already been lit, right? And it's gonna combust eventually, right? But to the point of Gaza, right? They had the fucking flour massacre, right? There's no fucking food, so they dropping flour out of planes, and because niggas is hungry, they going crazy over flour, and these motherfuckers start opening fire on their ass. That's some different shit to put in perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's some different shit to put in perspective, but we entering in, and I guess my major concern is that as black people specifically, man, you know, I always say that the math is on our side in regards to the Democratic Party, right? It's not about just party alignment. It's not just about voting for this guy, right? Being black itself, I rock with the booby definition, right? Being black itself is a political declaration. That shit gotta mean something. Our politics has to extend past the voting booth. Our politics has to be our perspective in the way we live, right? And we're not committed to that. When you see these motherfuckers from these coal mines saying, we are, and they got a lot less to lose than us, because they already got a lot more than we have. You know what I mean? It's very, very, very interesting to see. And, you know, again, AI, you start to see, and I know a lot of this shit ain't even real too, right? Because marketing machines are marketing machines, right? A week or two ago, there was the, you know, Trump AI advertisements that was going out with him and black people, right? But there's also, I don't need the AI. I talk to motherfuckers. And motherfuckers I'm talking to is either buying into the marketing machine or they really believe that he's their guy.
I don't think Patah be bullshitting. He been on this for 4 years, whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but he been on this for 8 years though. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not pro-Trump. I'm anti the fucking system. And however that comes down is perfectly fine with me. We talked earlier about the necessity of getting punched in your motherfucking mouth. And that being a good thing for boys. Now, black people, we've been punched in the mouth since we've been here. You know what I'm saying? But still, we've chosen to kind of cower to that punch and try and find whatever bit of comfort there is to be found, and we find that in the Democratic Party for whatever reason, although they haven't been all that comforting either. I'm saying if you finna get punched, just be ready to fucking fight.
So it's one thing to get punched via legislation, right? And I mean that in a sense like you ain't paying attention to legislation in the first place. You didn't even know you got punched, right?
Yeah, but that's a problem.
I agree. That absolutely is a problem. But it's another thing to be a survivor of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and understanding what that physical punch is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's another thing to watch what happened on January 6th on TV versus being on the goddamn White House lawn and seeing, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like motherfuckers who talk about Chicago, right? If you ain't really from here, you don't really understand how the shit works.
Right.
But, you know, we had a conversation a couple weeks ago, and I said Bella lost her first friend. 14 years old, she knows somebody who'd been murdered. Eric lost his first friend at 14. I was having a conversation with my auntie. I lost my first friend at 11. I've seen niggas murdered. Not heard about, seen niggas murdered. It's a very different experience.
Very much.
When you've experienced it.
Very much so.
You know what I mean? It's one thing to hear. It's another thing to witness.
Very much so.
Right.
It doesn't take away the hate or the disdain for you. A motherfucker not telling you that I hate you don't mean they don't hate you. And what I'm saying is we've been comforted by them merely not saying that I fucking hate you, whilst everything around you should be telling you that they fucking hate you. Now you got somebody that's just coming out and imploring these people to say, I fucking hate you. And that's scary to us. And I'm like, why are you scared of some shit that motherfucker has already felt and that we've already been suppressed by for so long? Just because you hear it, why the fuck you scared, right? And if the fight is coming, wire quote loading, Omar kept robbing Barksdale shit. And he was like, man, he said till you come see him, it's gonna be like that. He told String, and String said, look, if the man coming, make ready for the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, next time he show up at one of our stash houses, be the fuck ready and lay his goof ass down.
Herein lies the difference though, cuz. Omar's coming. Omar's perceived as a threat. We got a whole population saying, I'm with Omar.
Yeah, that's just,
even though Omar's robbing your dumb ass.
That's dumb shit if you a Barksdale.
Dumb shit. You understand me? So you ain't prepared because you with Omar.
You leaning into it.
You leaning into it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. How do you prepare for what you're leaning into?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Omar coming. But what is preparation? You cannot revolt against
that and what you love. That's what I was about to say.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, Omar coming, but you love Omar robbing your dumb ass.
You love it.
Right? But Omar ain't robbing you this time. That ain't his plan today. His plan is a little different today.
Yeah.
He's eradicating.
He's trying to annihilate your ass now.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a different game, but you still love Omar. Don't work that way, bro. Right? The motherfucking deer see the motherfucking lion, he get the fuck out of Dodge because he know what the fuck it is.
He know why he coming.
He know why he coming. I know who my sworn enemy is. I'm getting the fuck out of it.
This is what I'm saying.
I know you be on them animal shows.
Love it.
It's one of them. It's a big ass lizard. It's some kind of dragon. It's some dragon. I don't know.
A Komodo dragon. Yeah.
He walked up on a small, I don't know, some deer-esque thing.
I saw it.
A child one.
And he didn't know.
Motherfucker didn't move.
Didn't know to get out of here.
For the Komodo dragon to eat him.
That don't look like danger to you?
That didn't look like. I was like, when you gonna run?
That's what I'm saying though, too.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Because I think all of this shit is the Komodo dragon. But I think as long as the Komodo dragon has on a blue tie, then we sit our dumb ass right there. Put the Komodo dragon in the red tie and let that motherfucker yell from across the street, I'm coming over there to bite your motherfucking head off. I think we'll respond differently.
God willing. Because I don't think you got too many more options left.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Eventually you forced to act.
I don't think we got too many more options left, man. The
He
right
ate that motherfucker in whole.
He ate him whole.
Took a second to digest him and walked off again.
But again, right, the logic behind that shit. The only reason he was able to eat him whole because the Komodo dragon could have never kept up with him had he just ran.
Yeah.
Right?
Didn't even recognize him as a
He
threat.
sensed the danger. Right? That's the black populace saying, I'm rocking with Trump. You don't even sense the danger. You know what I mean? So you don't got the sense of mind to either prepare yourself for war or get the fuck out of Dodge. Right? And he will eat your ass whole. Just like the Komodo dragon ate that little whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I just think it's very interesting that you got Trump coming out saying it's going to be a bloodbath. You got his supporters coming out saying, yeah, look, we ready for war. right? And it's one thing, you know, it's artillery in the hood. I ain't gonna say it ain't guns in the hood.
Yeah, but they different, dog.
But they different, bro.
They different.
And niggas in the hood shoot sideways.
You seen that
It's
class?
a very different thing to a motherfucker who understands warfare.
This wasn't here. I think it was in Asia. But they had a class of
Breaking down pistols and putting them back together. Yeah. Yeah.
Took the pistols apart. It's 40 kids in the classroom sitting at their desk. Take the pistol completely apart, put the pistol completely back together. I'm talking about down to the spring, to the firing pin. Like,
since 13, and I haven't done it regularly, but I've done that same thing with my children, right? And this is how fucked up our situations are. You know why I did that shit with my children? Because niggas kept running in my fucking house when wasn't nobody there. And just in case you hear and somebody run this motherfucking house, it ain't even about the things, it's about protecting you. I don't mind you, not to say I don't mind you,
sure,
I'd rather you take my shit. Yeah. You know, but if you endanger my children or my wife, shoot the shit out them people.
We must be prepared. Sometimes people force you to prepare for some shit that we probably should have been prepared for anyway. They teaching the whole class of 8-year-olds how to do this shit. It didn't even cross, most people don't ever do it. It didn't even cross your mind until they ran in your crib multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this ain't gonna work.
We gotta do something else.
Because one day you gonna kick this door down and somebody will be in this motherfucker.
Yeah. It's a problem. It's gonna be an interesting year leading up to presidential election 2024, man. We gotta go, man. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for y'all's input. It's lovely to be back live with y'all, seeing y'all here, hearing y'all comments. Truly, truly appreciate it, man.
Share the broadcast. Cop the merch. Herbin2.com. We got new merch. The shit don't last all that long, so get it while you can.
Sign up to be an official Dirtbag on the Patreon. 2, get some of the exclusive content, a whole exclusive show that goes out with some interesting tales about John Monopoly this week. No,
I ain't telling. My cousin work for them.
You finna tell me as soon as this camera go off.
I ain't got that kind of yay confidence.
I got that kind of yay confidence.
My cousin's gonna do his job.
Hey, that's real. Nah, man, we got to slide though. We'll be back later on this week for Relationship Friday edition of Herbin 2. Again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you share the broadcast. Make sure y'all hit the like button too. That little thumbs up helps us out immensely. So please, please, please do that. For P.
Look at E being momager from the chat. Like the video. Momager.
Hey, tomorrow on Relationship Friday show, I'm gonna tell you about the shirt E had on at Soho. Did you see E that night?
I saw E that day.
Do you remember the shirt she had on?
I don't know. I ain't paying attention. I don't know.
Okay. I'll tell you. I'll mention that tomorrow. It's not a Monday conversation. But either way, man, we gotta go. For P, for Ron, for E. That's 2. I'm Herb. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.